So there are three groundbreaking advances that are completely on my radar at the moment and absolutely need to be on the minds and top of mind for business. Now, one of them is Emotive AI, and this is taking artificial intelligence from this concept of being cold, clinical lines of code, just algorithm humming away in this mysterious digital server somewhere in a parallel universe, to something that actually responds to human interaction and actually does something for us now and in the future. Another one is virtual reality, but we're talking about a new generation of virtual reality, where we're talking about immersive experiences such as augmented and virtual and touch coming together. Now, believe it or not, in the very near future, we'll see touch sensors that will actually allow us, through very, very simple, thin gloves, feel digital objects in our virtual environment. So this is taking it from just the kind of visual senses and auditory senses to an actual sense of immersion, such that when you put your headset on, you feel like you're actually grasping objects in your virtual environment when all you're holding is midair. And the kind of technology powering this is haptics, which essentially allows you to recreate a sense of vibration, movement, and momentum by essentially applying forces to those gloves, and such that your hands actually have a sense of perceived touch when all you're touching is indeed midair. Now, a third area is future forms of security. And within this realm, which is so top of mind for business as well as consumers, given how much of our identities live online and how sensitive that data is and the cost of those data breaches for businesses, this is absolutely vital. We need to think about moving well beyond a world of username and password. Right, that is completely outdated and will be within the next year alone. We need to migrate to a new form of authentication, what I call biological authentication, which essentially relies on using the element most unique to you, your biology, to essentially tell a system that you are you. Something like that would be far more secure. Now, a couple of examples of this in action. Eye ID, which isn't just about scanning your eye, but actually the veins in your eye and the subdermal patterns under your skin to tell the system you are you and keep you logged in. Another is epidermal electronics, where essentially they're like digital tattoos, which are completely safe to be applied to the skin. And again, tell the system that you are you by matching the electrical activity of your brains, your muscles, and saying to the system, right, this is a match. And the third, which is probably the most realistic, are what we call ECG biometrics, which is, you guessed it, using your heartbeat pattern to tell the system that this is indeed you and not someone else. So essentially a simple wristband, the same as a Fitbit, let's say, would monitor in continual time when you want to be logged on during your session, your heartbeat pattern. And something like that is absolutely fascinating. So an area such as AI is actually not new. And contrary to what we might think, it's been around for decades. It's only just hit mainstream media attention. So it feels like a very new concept. But it's been used in translation software and finance and gaming for decades. What I'm more interested in is Emotive AI, and one that takes this concept from a very cold concept to something that actually becomes more human. So we're talking about reverse engineering AI, such that it actually understands human emotion and can actually respond to us in that way. The way I see Emotive AI, as I call it, really transforming the business sector, whether you're in any industry from FMCG to retail to finance, is things that I call emotive avatars. Now, these are digital humans, which essentially will appear on your phone when you need instant help. And rather than a moody human who may or may not get what you need, this has a computational ability of more than 50 times that of a human and 300 times the processing speed. What it could do, technically, is essentially go into your account, pull the data you need in about less than a couple of minutes in some cases, and essentially what you would be seeing is the face of a human, but actually this is an AI-powered illusion.